All right, welcome everyone to this continued reading of Gail Riplinger's book, The Language of the King James Bible, Discover Its Hidden Built-in Dictionary. And just to let everyone know, this book has been very, very helpful to me in being able to understand the words and the language and the context of the King James Bible. So I am very appreciative of all of the research and the hard work that Gail Riplinger has put into this. That being said, no, I don't think Gail Riplinger is infallible. I know the various accusations out there against her, but just understand where it's coming from. She's not perfect. Yes, she has a past, just like I have a past. But she believes in Jesus Christ. Her sins are forgiven, just as my sins are forgiven. So we will go ahead and get started reading chapter 4. Okay, chapter 4, how does the built-in dictionary work for uncommon measurements? Okay, let me show you. By faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. From Hebrews 11:7. Okay, chapter 4. How does the built-in dictionary work for uncommon measurements? Okay, how does the built-in dictionary work for uncommon measurements like the cubit and the dram? Without a separate English or Bible dictionary, it is possible to determine for today's reader the size of measurements by examining their first usage. For example, the Bible brought the cubit into the comparative relationship with, number 1, the built environment, 2, a man, 3, the plant world. The reader of the Bible, with some thought, can easily determine the approximate size of a cubit. Cubit from Genesis 6:14-19. The ark, the height of it 30 cubits. A window, a cubit. 3 stories shalt thou make it. 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark. The ark's 3 stories of 30 cubits divided equally would be 10 cubits each. Assuming the tallest animal, a giraffe, could be no more than 18 or 216, a single story must be 18 or 216. Since a story is 10 cubits, 1/3 of 30, then 1 cubit would be 1/10 of 216, or 21 6/10. The selection of young animals would allow a bit of extra room for the floor and ceiling's structural thickness. This is the exact size of a cubit given in the dictionary. Of course, the Bible does not identify the cubit as the measure of a giraffe, but as the measure of a man, from Revelation 21:17. The cubit of a man is the area from the elbow to the fingertips. This comes from the Latin cubitus, which meant elbow or to bend. A cube is so named because of its bends. Even today, the word for the forearm or elbow in Spanish and other Romance languages is a word like kubos. Even in Greek, the forearm and the cubit are both represented by one word, picus or pecus. In English, the word elbow is a compound of the plus bow. Thirdly, the cubit is given in relation to a man's height. A man of great stature is 5 cubits. 1 Chronicles 11:23. 21.6 by 5 equals 9. I believe this is 9 feet. A giant, 1 Samuel 17:4, is over 6 cubits. Do the measurements, it's over 10 feet tall. Lastly, a cubit is identified by its relation to a reed plant. A reed was 6 great cubits. Ezekiel 41:8. A great cubit was a cubit and a handbreadth. from Ezekiel 40, verse 5. A great cubit would be a cubit, 21.6, plus the breadth of a hand, or about 24. 6 great cubits would be about 12 feet, the approximate size of the calamus or sweet cane reed plant familiar to the Middle East. Dram, from 1 Chronicles 29, 5 through 7. 1 Chronicles 29 says that the gifts to God made by the hands and given by the hand of man really cometh of thine hand and are in thine hand. The gold to be made by the hands of artificers, 10,000 drams. The amount of coins that can be held in one hand. Okay? A handful to grasp. The first chapter to use the word dram uses hand 5 times. Dram and hand share the same number of letters, the same number of syllables, some of the same letters, as well as the short A sound. Okay, so that is the end of chapter 4. I'll be coming back with chapter 5.